Hi, I'm Dale Baskin from DPReview, and this is the Panasonic S9. I've been shooting the S9 for a few days here at the Lumix Summit in Osaka, Japan, and I want to talk about what this camera is, what this camera is not, and also how Panasonic has tried to optimize this camera around a social media workflow. On the inside, the S9 is basically an S5 II. However, the similarities mostly end there. It doesn't have a viewfinder, and it doesn't have a grip. And in fact, it doesn't even have a mechanical shutter. It's designed to help you get your content off the camera and onto the web as quickly as possible with little or no editing. In fact, one of the phrases I've heard a lot at the Lumix Summit this week is shoot, edit, and share in 30 seconds. Now, while 30 seconds might be a little bit optimistic, it gives you an idea of who the camera is aimed at. Let's take a look at 3 ways Panasonic has tried to make the workflow easier for creators with this camera. The first one is real-time LUT. This is a feature that does more or less what it sounds like. It allows you to apply a LUT to a photo or video as it's being captured in camera in order to achieve a custom look that would otherwise require some editing afterwards to achieve. Real-time LUTs aren't a new thing to Panasonic. In fact, they exist on the S5 II. However, Panasonic is really leaning into the feature on the S9 as a way to speed up and simplify the workflow for content creators. In fact, you can load up to 39 LUTs in this camera as opposed to 10 on the S5 II. The S9 includes a dedicated LUT button on the back of the camera. This allows you to quickly and easily switch between LUTs at the touch of a button. Panasonic is also launching a new app called Lumix Lab, which is specifically designed to support this LUT-based workflow. Lumix Lab also includes a set of editing tools so you can edit your photos and videos in the app. And if you find a group of settings you really like and create a custom look, you can then use those settings to create a custom LUT, which you can import into the camera and use without the app. The camera's default video mode captures OpenGate video at 4K, downsampled from 6K at either 25 or 30 frames per second. This just keeps file sizes down relative to OpenGate 6K video. You can still shoot OpenGate 6K video, you'll just have to switch the camera out of its default video mode to do it. Panasonic is using a codec it calls MP4 Lite, but it's basically just a lower bitrate 50 megabit per second codec. This keeps file sizes down and transfers to your phone fast, and it speeds up the process of getting footage off the camera and onto the web. And it's probably fine for most social media use. In my experience this week in Osaka, the LUT-based workflow has worked well, and it's generally been pretty quick and easy. What makes it versatile is the ability to create LUTs based on your own edits and to upload those into the camera as a preset. But even if you don't want to do that, you can download LUTs from the app, including LUTs from other creators. Means there's a library of them available out of the box to play with. After a few days of shooting the camera, I do feel like there are some missed opportunities on the S9, the primary one being the lack of an electronic viewfinder. Panasonic says this is a camera designed for both photography and video. We've been shooting under mostly overcast skies here this week, and it hasn't been that bright, but even then, the amount of glare on the screen has been enough that it's been very difficult to see what we're doing and to frame at times, even with the rear screen turned all the way up to the maximum brightness. On top of that, if you're trying to manual focus, even with focus peaking and screen magnification turned on, it's very difficult to do in bright light. Although it's an attractive camera, the leatherette surface can be a little bit slick, and it can be fatiguing to hold the camera for long periods of time. I think it's telling that at the Lumix Summit, Panasonic provided members of the press with an add-on grip by SmallRig that screws into the tripod socket underneath the camera to provide some additional grip. It makes a big difference, and I'd say it's almost a necessity. We'll be shooting the S9 a lot over the next few weeks, so for more information, head on over to dpreview.com. And if you have any questions for us, make sure to leave them below in the comments.